good afternoon or good evening. I am the Nail Lady. In this video, we'll be going over stone placement. First things first, you have to file your nails. Get rid of that shine, or I'm sorry, not file, but buff the nail, getting rid of that shine so that your products have something to stick on. If it's shiny and slippery, it won't stay on. It'll probably peel up or slide off or whatever the case may be. So be sure to buff the nails first, which I've already done, getting rid of that shine in every area of the nail. Alright, so let's just get right into it, okay? So first things first, I will be using Gummy Jelly by Nail Couture, and I will also be using their shiny top coat, and this is just what I use to place my stones with, as well as this brush, this gel brush from Young Nails. I'm sure you can't see it, but it's a master gel brush from Young Nails. And as well as some crystals that I got from Amazon. So what I do first is I go in with the gummy jelly, and I only place it really where the bulk of the stones will be. So in this first design, I'm gonna kind of be doing like a trickled down ombre type of effect. So what you'll see is I'm just doing it right here at the cuticle area and a little bit further down, just a little bit, not using too much of my product. You have to make sure it's thick enough to hold your stones, depending on the size of your stones. So I'm using very small stones, so I'll use a smaller amount of gel. So I'm just spreading it around here, and I'll just be putting some gel on the other nails as well. I'll do 2 at a time. So this gummy jelly is really good. It doesn't travel, it doesn't seep into your side walls or cuticle area. So that's really, really good. Okay, so next thing we'll be taking, before we cure it, the Shine E top coat, and we'll be getting a small amount of that onto our brushes. It'll be a small amount like that. And the great thing about it is we can use it for both nails. And we just brush it down. Brush it, brush it, brush it, making sure that the gummy jelly as well as the shiny top coat covers that nail. So I'm just kind of kneading it into this brush, getting it to pull down over the entire nail. And there we go. You got this, girls. Too easy. It's just way too easy. Okay, kneading it, kneading it. It's kind of like polygel when you have to kind of brush it until it, you know, kind of submits. And works with you. Okay, making sure I cover that nail with the Shine E, because what this will do with this combination of the Shine E and the gummy jelly is it'll kind of make like a saran wrap effect once it's in your UV lamp. And with saran wrap, you know, when it gets in the heat, it kind of shrinks. And when it shrinks, it'll wrap around your gemstones and making it, you know, stay in place. Alrighty, so next thing is the fun part, the gems. Alright, so what I'm using is just a simple crayon. I use green or yellow because I have what are called AB crystals, and basically AB means Aurora Borealis. And with AB, it's kind of like a two-tone color, sometimes even three, I believe. Kind of like a pink or green, or like a yellow shade, depending on how you see colors, to be honest. So what I did was I just accidentally tapped that nail. So the easiest thing, you just brush it right back into place. So with this first nail, like I said, I'm gonna just do like a trickle effect. So basically getting my larger, well, not so much larger, but a larger stone up from the smallest stone size that I have. And I'm just placing that in random areas. Literally just in super random places. And then I'll get a couple of smaller ones. And the further down you go with your nail, you'll be placing a lot smaller stones in that area. So this is super easy. It's just placing them randomly on the nail. Wherever you think is most beautiful. And while I'm doing that, I'm also pressing down the stones into the gummy jelly, making it so that it adheres properly. And what I mean by that is, if it's sitting on top, it'll be on there, but it won't stay on there like you'd wish it would. I'm getting larger ones for that more trickled effect. So what I mean by that is, yeah, it'll be on there, but it'll be like on top, you know, instead of pressed into it, getting that proper hold that it needs when you have that saran wrap effect. Okay, getting a medium size one, and then we're going in with the super small ones. I'm going to adjust this angle so that I can see it as well. And you're just placing this until it looks as beautiful as you would like it to look. And when you're, and it will, when your crayon gets sticky or whatever, you can go in with something else to push it into place. Me, when it comes to stones, I'm very particular about where I place it, because you know, as nail techs, we usually are sort of kind of just perfectionists, to be honest. And that's just the fault we carry. The burden, the whatever you want to call it. It's a good and bad thing when it comes to being a nail tech, because yes, even though you're doing a beautiful, damn near perfect job, we can get in our heads about it and feel as though we could have done a lot better. And I definitely struggle with that a lot, being a nail tech. Even in school, when we're all just fresh learning, there was girls so much better than me in every kind of way, and I'm like, oh God, I suck, or whatever the case. And it's like, honestly, yeah, you're supposed to suck. You're just starting off. You're just now getting in school and learning these things. So of course you're gonna have issues. I'm coming in with this brush, and it's completely empty of the top coat, but I just want to maneuver this a little bit more because I see a little bit out of place. Again, I'm just using the gel that's already on this now and just maneuvering it a little bit more to where I want it to be. Okay, so with this nail, we are doing something that I tend to do on a lot of my own nails, which is going down the side of the nail, which is why I kind of manipulated the gummy jelly towards the side, because that's where it'll be. Okay, so I'm gonna get some stones here, a little bit of larger stones, and I kind of fade it down as well, just like with this nail. Kind of fade down the sizes. That's just how I like to do it. You can do it however you wish, to be quite honest. Get a larger one. And if I find it, I'll definitely leave you the link for these crystals. I did get it off of Amazon. So, I got you when I got it. And then, it could depend on however far you want to put these. So, I like to go all the way down the nail most times, or I would stop right around this area, if not going all the way down. Alright. And towards the bottom, you can spread out the stones. Now, these are not pushed down because these are smaller, so I want to use a different tool. I'm going to come in with my dotting tool and just press them down. And place them where I wish. So with these smaller ones, you have to be careful because you tend to have gel that'll kind of seep over into your onto your gemstone. Some people like to paint their crystals. I don't. So what you can do is get a striping brush like this and just paint around your stones so that they're not overwhelmed by the gel. And this will all lay flat later. Okay, and right back we go into it. So I'm kind of liking how this stone is placed. I might add one extra one to the bottom. But yeah, don't you look good? Shining? I love it. Alright, one more. Again, that's the whole perfectionist thing going, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, alright, one more so it can look perfect. Maybe I might add another one at the top. I don't know, maybe a larger one. And look at this. Ooh, honey. So before you cure anything, make sure you have everything exactly where you want it placed. Make sure all the gemstones are pressed down. I'm using my pinky to anchor my hand. That's for some women who have shaky, or some people who have shaky hands who do nails, because males do nails as well. Shout out to all the male nail techs out there. I'm just gonna brush this down so it's not bulky. Again, using an empty brush. As you'll see, this has no polish on it whatsoever. Emptying it out and then brushing that so it's nice and even, doing the bottoms as well, because sometimes you'll get some gel that's a little bit streaked after you've pushed and shoved on all the crystal stones. Okay, when it's looking good the way you like it, go ahead and cure it in the lamp for 60 seconds. That'll be the UV lamp. All right, look how pretty. Okay, so now we're gonna do the same thing as before with the gummy jelly and the shiny top coat. And I'm gonna only cover this top part because that's primarily where my stones will be. And then with this nail, I'm doing the full nail, so I'm gonna just glide that onto there and then maneuver it from there. So be aware that when you're putting this shiny top coat on, you're kind of just glazing it over the top. So you're not completely wiping off where you're setting all of your gummy jelly, because you're putting it where you're going to place the stones, where it needs to be saran wrapped, so to speak, in that particular area. And the reason why we're brushing the whole entire nail is because it's still a top coat. So it will be used as a top coat. You don't have to paint over it afterward. You know what I mean? So yeah. Paint it where you'll primarily have the stones, which is what I'm doing now. And then you may have used a bit too much for this nail. It's still a pinky nail, so it's smaller. And I'm not pushing down on this. Again, I'm gliding over it. It's still a hard gel. So you don't want to, even though this is crystals, you don't want to create air bubbles, because that will create a weakness in the overall nail. So maybe where you might have some air pockets, not saying you will with this, but just for hard gel in general, if you have any air pockets, it will create a weak space for that nail. Just like if you have a crack in your phone or your windshield or whatever, you know, hopefully you guys don't have to deal with that. But if you do, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it creates a weakness. So when it comes to hard gels in general, you want to make sure you're just glazing over everything. You don't want it to be weakened. So with this one, I'm excited because we will be doing a dangling piece of jewelry. So I've created a hole already here. Now I have this tool here. Okay, so I have this little tool here, and it creates a piercing or puncture through the nail. I have this tool because I also create jewelry, so it came in handy. If you don't have one of these, you can try a thumbtack and just pierce through that hole. If you do have one of these tools, you know that you can maneuver it side to side or round and round, or you can also use your drill bit that you may have that already works like this. So those are 3 different uses to puncture or pierce your nail. So we're going back in with that Shine E. I'm gonna get to the rest of the nails. So I usually just do 2 at a time. So because the Shine E, even though it's gel, it's soft gel, like a soft gel. So it will kind of fall into your side walls if you use too much, or your cuticle area. But not the gummy jelly. So I do 2 nails at a time. You can flash cure it for 10 or 15 seconds depending on how strong your light is, and that'll keep all the stones in place while you're doing your set, so it doesn't take up all of your time. So again, we're just glazing over the top here, painting that nail thoroughly. And making sure we hit all the whole nail, but not fully pulling down that gummy jelly from its place. And we're doing this whole nail. I'll be honest with you, I chose what I assumed was going to be the smaller nail, but all of these nails are kind of the same size. But I was going to do the pinky nail to save some crystals, because I'm doing a full nail to show you how I place it. But that's alright, because I can use these nails later as a press-on to do my nails and make them look poppin'. Or whatever. You know what I mean? So, let me set all of that aside. Alright, so for this one, because it's a larger finger, I'm going to use larger gemstones. We got one over here, so I might as well use it. And I had some gel on my finger from earlier before, so I just used that to pick up my stone. And to be quite honest, you can use smaller stones than this even. I don't know that that matches that size, but whatever. It's on there. And then just use smaller stones as you go. With stone placement, I kind of love and respect it, because no 2 nails are just alike, unless you do it sort of kind of how I'm doing this next one. No 2 stones are just alike. No 2 nails are just alike, depending on what you use. And I absolutely love crystal nails. I used to think they were like ugly and weird, and like, why do people wear their nails like this? You know, like real judgmental type. But honestly, I practiced on my nails one day, and I was like, I totally get it now. It was like, my nail was super heavy, and it was cute. It was cute, like a revelation. Like, okay, now I get it. Now I get it. You know what? Honestly, I think these stones might be a little bit too big. Next time on my own nails, I'll use smaller ones. But this is all for learning. Actually, it doesn't look so bad. Yeah, it doesn't look so bad. Alright, girl. Do your thing, honey. And, so yeah, as I was saying, I was like, you know what? These are popping. Look at me. I'm shining like I'm a piece of jewelry, little sexy thing. And so I fell in love with it after that. I was like, I am not judging nobody ever again for how they wear their nails, because you know what, at the end of the day, it is beautiful. The same thing with spiral nails. I know a lot of people are like, with them spiral nails, like, nah. But I tried it out, and I love them. That's the same with, duckbill nails and lipstick nails. You can just simply Google those. But honestly, don't judge folks for their nails, because for real, like, these nails are beautiful. And people have their own individual ways of expressing themselves and what they feel on the inside through their nails. Nail art is simply art. This is how they express themselves in the way they want their nails to be. So I'm kind of lining up these nails, the gemstones, I mean. Where's 3 here, then 3 here. I might add an extra one to have it 4 here and then 3 here. But anyway, yeah, like I was saying, don't judge somebody for their individual ways that they want their own nails. You know what I mean? That's their hand. It's not yours. You're not being forced to wear it. And just, give a girl props for wanting to do her thing or his thing. Because males get their nails done too. They want to be popping too. They want to be blinged out too. And that's okay. I'm going to bring this down. See, this is what I'm talking about. Trying to be a perfectionist. Okay, it looks good. Okay, can we move on? Anyway, we're going to get to this part, which is exciting. And I'm going to flash care this once I have this on, because I'm not playing no games. Like, this is going to be... So, what I'm doing is I'm just taking the round part first. The stone is not on here yet, because it's easier to manipulate onto the nail. I'm left-handed, so anyway, I have the smaller tooth one here, because that'll be under the nail, and I'm just using this one to steady it. So you slide it on, then you place it in the hole, wrap it around. You can use your fingers if it's easier for you. Actually, I'm going to use it like this instead. Excuse me, folks. You know how sometimes you got to tell that girl to hold her hand a certain way? Well, this is how I need my girl to hold hers. So, see how it is? Right there. To where it's mostly on top. And then you'll just take your stone. Now, you can use whatever you got, like, and make sure it's faced the right direction as well. You can use whatever kind of tools you have. If you only have, like, let's see, what kind of tools? If you have, like, your nail nipper, your cuticle nipper, use that. Like, you can do whatever you need to place this piece of jewelry on there. I'm gonna move this finger out the way and just pinch it together, and be careful. See what I mean? Be careful. Push that stone down, and I'm just pinching this together until it's closed. And once it's clamped close, just turn it until it's underneath the stone or the nail. I'm sorry, that was loud. Twist it. Beauty is patience, y'all. If you want to look amazing, just let them know. You know, you can spend, 3 hours in a salon chair. You can spend an extra 2 minutes making sure that this crystal is in the right place. If you want it even more secure, you can put glue on it to make sure that crystal stays in place. If you feel like you haven't pinched it or whatever good enough, whatever the case may be, just to make sure it's steady on there. And so I'm gonna go in, emptying my brush completely and just brushing around that whole area. Making sure the nail is nice and smooth all the way up to this part if you want to, if you need to, just in case some gel might have slipped a little. And then you're also using that gel around it to secure that gemstone, that charm. But oh wait, honey, yes. Look at that. Girl, got you looking like Janet Jackson in the 90s. I'm just playing with y'all. It probably was the early 2000s. I don't know. But, yeah. So usually I would flash cure that. But since I've already done this one, I'm going to just go ahead and do it. When it comes to these, the ones with these dangling charms, that is, you can flash cure those. All right, on to the final nail and final design. When I do full nails, it's completely about space, because I want to keep the nail at its original shape. In this case, it's a coffin nail. So what I'll do is this. I'll start off with a larger stone, work my way down the middle, usually like 3 rows, and then I'll go from there. This is a smaller nail, so I'm using smaller stones. And just make your way down, straight down the nail. You could probably use even smaller stones than this, depending on what they like, your clients, that is. And these are larger. I'm just getting more crystals out of its case. Y'all, my crystals be all mixed up and stuff by the end of it all, because I just keep it on this thing right here, just to hold my crystals. It's my mylar. But what works, works. You know what I mean? So let's keep going with this. Straight down the center. And be careful, because this other nail has not been cured. Alright, my bad, y'all. My camera went out. But back to the program. Alright, so I'm going to keep going in with the crystals all the way down the center. I'm going to use a different crayon. Going all the way down the center of the nail, lining up with the bottom. Being sure to press that down as you go into that gel. And remember, this is all about the lines, the straight lines. See that? Just a straight line. And then keep it going with slightly smaller gemstones to the side. Actually, these kind of look like the same size, don't they? Yeah, you can use the same size as well, but sometimes I like to go smaller. My bad. toward the bottom, I'll go smaller in the stones. And you're using these large ones just to honestly fill in the bulk of the nail. And don't worry about me hitting this when I cured it when my camera was off. That's the great thing about being able to remove these nails. You just get this one off and then cure it. Alright, so I'm going to grab some smaller stones. Now that we're getting towards the bottom here, or closer toward the bottom, because we want to keep that coffin shape. So, yeah, some of my stones are mixed in with each other. So that one's too large. God, it's looking gorgeous already. Keeping those stones straight. Toward the bottom, you get smaller. So I'm going to push these up a little bit. Straighten these ones out. Sorry for all that noise. My bad, I didn't realize I wasn't in the camera. Okay. So we're straightening these out. Alright. And going back in with the stones. Now I'm leaving the bottom not done here because we're going to use even smaller stones than that. And I'm going to turn the nail. If you were holding an actual human hand, you would just have them turn it like this. But instead I'm just holding it like this so y'all can see it better. Lining that up there. And of course, when you're holding your client's hand, you want to keep tilting it this way and this way to make sure it's even. If you can see on this side, it is a lot more space than on this side. So we'll realign that to where it's making it a lot more even. And just slightly pushing it over a little bit more. Making sure that each of these lines are symmetrical with each other. So you have that proper spacing. Okay, so now that we have this last one here, pushing that in, we're going to go for an even smaller gemstone. Or we can continue with this size and just go on to the sides here, which is what I'm going to do. Make sure I'm in focus. Of course, you'll have your client turn her hand or his finger or hand. I love doing men nails. They have the most amazing and different style. And a lot of times they just want to do like one little design, little accent nail. this hand sturdy because it's slipping. Alright. Now for its shape, to keep its shape, coffin. I'm going about seeing how I can keep it at its natural shape. These are pretty large, so I'm thinking I'm gonna leave it at this length and then go in with the very small stones. And I'm gonna push this down to put it in the smaller stones in its place. So that means I'm pushing this one down as well on this side. And keeping it going with this other side. And this is a lot of focus. This is why crystal nails cost so much. You're just sitting here. Can you imagine a full set with all of these crystals? I mean, if you've done it, you know. But it takes a lot of time, a lot of perfecting, a lot of figuring out exactly what sizes to use. Alright. Keep that on the nail. Stone placement is probably like, one of the most time consuming. That and probably like 3D nails or 4D nails, which are even harder when it comes to time, especially if you're a perfectionist. Alright, and now we're going in with even smaller stones. And this one, it won't be as much to use because I'm gonna come in with even smaller stones than this. Okay, making sure it's symmetrical. And usually, when I set stones as well, I'm using maybe glitter or shimmery polish in the back or at the base of the design, because what that'll do is give it even more shimmer and sparkle. Now these are super duper sparkling, right? Look at that. See how that shines and sparkles? But these are not, what do you call them, Swarovskis. These are just basic glass crystals. But see what I mean? See how shiny those are? And they're not Swarovski. You have to work with what you have. And you got a lot. You just use what you got. Coming in with those slightly medium ones again. And these are not medium for all the sizes. These are medium for the small ones. Oh crap. Let me get this baby. And this is what I love about this, because this is the other side of the dotting tool. Use this little silicone and just flip it right over. But because it's pointed, it helps so much. Alrighty. And back in with this. And uno más. That means one more. Make sure all your design is good and lined up, not hanging over the nail. Alright, y'all. There that is. And look, it's kept its coffin shape. And this void is really annoying me. But see, that's the issue where I'm trying to be a perfectionist, you know? And that's another reason why you would use glitters to do your gemstones with, because you could have voids if you don't have like a small enough gemstone, or you ran out, or whatever the case may be. And you want it to not look all spaced out and weird. You would just use that. The sparkle and shimmer from the glitters to keep the nail shining and sparkling as well. Now, again, checking the sides, making sure nothing's hanging over, so it's not getting caught in no one's hair or anything else. Got that straight line here at the bottom, the crystal gems. And we cure it. And if you're doing just a flash cure with the other nails, you would let it sit. I like for y'all to have something pretty to look at while you're waiting on me to cure my nails. If you would like to see the tutorial for that, you can check my page. These are shaved ice nails. And we're going to cure this all the way, all of these nails, for a full minute. Alrighty. And here's how they all turned out. Beautiful, baby. Yes, beautiful. Here's that full covered nail. And the side of this one. Sorry, y'all. My bad. And this little dangler here. Also AB crystal. So it matches the nails, because I don't play. I'll be wanting it to match. Okay, AB crystal, come through. Aurora Borealis. Alrighty, y'all. That is it for this video. Thank you so much for taking your time out to watch. And y'all have a wonderful day. As well, I have this nail on the thumb. That's why I didn't do the thumb today. But let me know if you like this. I'm trying something new. And if you like it, I'll give you a tutorial on it. It's different, it's new. I kind of like it though, I'm not gonna lie. It's foils and Sharpie, and as well as striping tape. So let me know what you think. Leave a comment in the comment section below if you want to see a tutorial on this. And that is it for stone placement. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos. Thanks for watching.